Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training company passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to pass a PWC interview. So it does not matter which role you are being interviewed for at PWC, please make sure you watch this training tutorial from beginning to end because I am going to help you to be the standout candidate. And to achieve that goal, this is what I will cover. I will explain how to introduce yourself correctly at the start of your PWC interview. I will tell you a list of common PWC interview questions. I will give you top scoring answers to those PWC interview questions, and I will also give you further resources to help you pass your PWC interview. So 4 really good reasons why you should stick around and watch this PWC training tutorial from beginning to end. Now, before I get into the interview questions and answers, a very warm welcome from me. My name is Richard McMunn. That's me there in the centre of the screen. I've been helping people for about 20 years now to pass their interviews, and I always do that by giving you top scoring answers to the interview questions. On that basis, please do subscribe to the channel by clicking the button below the video, and then you won't miss out on any of the weekly training videos. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video, and it's always good to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. And I would also very much appreciate your support if you gave the video a like. Thank you very much. That tells me you enjoy the content, and I will therefore spend more time creating it for you. Okay, let's get straight into those PWC interview questions and answers. So the first one is going to be either tell me about yourself or introduce yourself. So this is the first interview question, and we need to make sure that we give a powerful answer. Now, my tip for answering the introduce yourself interview question correctly is, because this is going to be the first question at your PWC interview, we need to make sure your answer is positive, is full of confidence, and it is also one that shows you fully appreciate the level of responsibility that comes with working at PWC. So here is my suggested answer. I consider myself to be professional, passionate, a person with high levels of integrity and standards, and also someone who has the experience and the qualities to excel within this position here at PWC. Prior to applying for the role, I considered the 5 qualities needed to achieve professional competence at PWC, including leadership, business acumen, technical capabilities, global acumen, and relationship skills. I believe I have all of these qualities. And whilst I'm certainly not saying I am the finished article, I am someone who can hit the ground running here and start contributing positively to the PWC mission and objectives. Finally, I feel strongly that if you hire me within this position here at PWC, you will quickly start to see a positive return on your investment based on the fact I can bring something of value to your already established team. Now, if you use a response like that at the start of your PWC interview, it sets you up for the rest of the interview with confidence. What I particularly like about that answer is you are mentioning those 5 important qualities that are needed to achieve professional competence at PWC. So it shows you've done your research into the organisation, and as I say, it sets you up for the remainder of the interview. So the next PWC interview question I would like you to prepare for is, why do you want to work for PWC? So my tip for answering this question is, this interview question clearly assesses whether or not you have carried out any research into PWC prior to the interview. So let's show the interviewer we have genuine and valid reasons for wanting to work for this great organisation, because PWC are a brilliant outfit, a fantastic organisation, and we want to give them really good reasons why we want to work there. So here is my suggested answer. I don't think there's many people who wouldn't want to work for PWC. Having studied the organisation prior to applying, and also having looked into your history, you are a company with an outstanding reputation and also one that has a desire to continually improve and develop. It also strikes me that PWC is a place that has a culture whereby innovation is encouraged, high standards are expected, and strong collaborative working is the norm. Apart from feeling immensely proud to be an employee of PWC, I feel this would be a place I can contribute positively within, I could gain a large amount of job satisfaction from, and I would also get to work alongside some hugely talented teams and individuals. There are numerous positives for me working at PwC, and if I am successful, I plan to stay here for many years to come. So again, that shows that you've carried out your research, you know why you want to work there, and they are passionate and genuine reasons as well, which is important. Now, please don't go anywhere because I've still got a number of PwC interview questions to work through with you. But when you're ready, if you want to click that link in the top right-hand corner of the video, it will take you through to my website at passmyinterview.com, and you can download my 30 PwC interview questions and answers in PDF format. There's 30 questions for the big accounting firms, including PwC within there. Plus, you also get a copy of these slides as well. But before you do that, let's move on to the next PwC interview question. Now, these are starting to get harder. This one is: the PwC professional focuses on 5 important attributes. Give me an example when you previously demonstrated one of these attributes. So obviously we need to understand what these PwC professional attributes are, and I mentioned them in the answer to the first interview question, introduce yourself. Now, my tip for answering this is a behavioural type interview question, so we need to make sure we use what is called the STAR technique when answering it. My advice is to structure your answer using situation, task, action, result, and in the answer that follows, I will show you how effective the STAR technique can be. Here we go. In a previous role, I feel I consistently demonstrated strong business acumen capabilities. I was attending a meeting whereby different departments were discussing the marketing launch strategy for a new organisational product. Now, during the meeting, I felt the proposed marketing strategy could potentially fail due to the fact the advertising spend was not targeted in the right areas. Although we had a dedicated marketing team who were responsible for the product launch and the advertising strategy, I felt it was my responsibility to make suggestions for alternative methods, as I felt this could give the company a significantly increased return on their investment. As soon as the opportunity presented itself, I started to explain to the meeting chairperson how I felt the marketing spend was not correctly targeted. Now, the vast majority of the marketing budget was going to be spent offline, which I felt was a mistake. I explained that because our target audience were professional males based in the US, we should consider using LinkedIn adverts as a primary source of advertising. I then offered to go away and create a business case for my suggested advertising spend proposal, to which the chairperson agreed to. Now, after 2 days of putting together my business proposal, I went back to the chairperson to present my ideas, and after carefully considering my suggestion, she agreed to shift 50% of the budget to LinkedIn adverts. 8 weeks after launching the product, a further 25% of the ad spend was moved to LinkedIn due to the success of the campaign. So that is an in-depth answer, which I believe it needs to be when you are answering those behavioural type PwC interview questions. So you can see that I have used cleverly situation, task, action, and result. And if you follow that format and always make sure the result is positive following the action you take, then you are more likely to get very high scores for these type of interview questions. Let's take a look at another one. Tell me about a time when you had conflict in a team or group. This is a common PwC interview question. So once again, use the STAR technique to construct your answer and make sure you show that you are someone who looks to resolve any conflict quickly, positively, and professionally for the good of the organisation. Here is my suggested answer. I was part of an 8-person team in a previous role, and we were required to work on an important project for a long-standing client. At the start of the project, we all got together to discuss the brief and to also put together a plan of action to make sure we completed the project on time. Now, before we started work, 2 members of the team began disagreeing on the best way to tackle the project, and the communication between them was starting to become confrontational and certainly not helpful to what we wanted to achieve. Because I fully understand how important effective collaborative working is to the successful outcome of a project, I knew I had to say something and tackle the confrontation quickly. I interrupted their conversation and I suggested what they were discussing was not helpful to the success of the project. I reminded them that the only way we could complete the project on time and to the correct standards expected by the client was to work together professionally, put aside any differences we had, and always focus on what we wanted to achieve as a team. Now, although they appeared to be taken aback by my assertiveness, it really did have the desired effect. Immediately after I challenged them both, they stopped arguing and they started to contribute more effectively to the team goals. Now, the remainder of the project from then on in ran smoothly. So I think it's really important to stop any form of conflict quickly in its tracks, as it can have a detrimental effect on what it is you are trying to achieve. Again, that's a rock solid answer, and you can see there that by using situation, task, action, result, it really does drill down your answer to make sure that you answer the behavioural interview question correctly. And it also shows that you can work effectively in these types of situations, which, in my opinion, is really important at a PWC interview. So the next PWC interview question we need to prepare for is: describe a time when you received constructive criticism and how you handled it. So do not say you've never received constructive feedback. It is really important when working for a company like PwC that you are willing to continually learn and develop. So be positive in your handling of any constructive feedback. And to do that, here is my suggested answer. When I first started working for a previous employer, my manager called me into her office after being in the role for 3 months to give me some important feedback. She said that while she was overall very happy with my work, she was surprised I hadn't attended any of the weekly team meetings. Now, whilst these were not compulsory, she felt it would be beneficial for me to start attending to gain a wider understanding of the organisation and how the department I was working in contributed to the company's goals. I immediately apologised and told her I had not attended simply because I wanted to get my head down and do a good job, as I had not been in the role for a long period of time. However, I said that I fully understood it would be beneficial to attend, and from that day on I went to all of the meetings. It actually proved to be good advice, as I got to know the team better, and I also started to learn some new skills that helped me within my role. So the important thing is that you are taking on board feedback from somebody else and you are reacting positively to it. And that's the important bit. You are being positive in your answer. You're not being defensive, you're not disagreeing with the feedback. You are apologising and you are then taking on board that feedback because somebody in a senior position is advising you, and you should therefore be able to take that on board. Now, let me quickly show you these 30 PwC interview questions and answers. If you click that link in the top right hand corner of the video, it goes through to this page here. It's my website, passmyinterview.com, which I founded in 2019. We've been helping thousands of people, literally thousands of people, to pass their interviews. I've got a full list here of 30 interview questions for the big four accounting firms, including PwC. If you get a copy of that guide, you can have it within your inbox within 2 minutes from now, and you also get a copy of those slides that I've just gone through. So you get all of those 30 interview questions and answers, and the answers are to the same level as what I've gone through here in this tutorial, and you get a copy of these slides as well to save you writing them down. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Please connect with me on LinkedIn and also give the video a like. As I say, that's important because it tells me you enjoy the content and I'll create more for you. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best for passing your PwC interview. Have a brilliant day.